Good morning. It's such a pleasure to be with you. And again, my name is Liza Sullivan, and here are my twins, Henry and Jetty, who are now 7 years old and just started first grade at Mackenzie School in Wilmette. And I'm so excited that Henry's first grade teacher is with us today. But when my twins were born, I was the Associate Vice President of Education at Chicago Children's Museum. And in that role, I was a very strong advocate for free play, hands-on constructivist learning. And I was deeply concerned about that children weren't getting enough time for play, particularly outdoors. And so when our twins were born, my husband and I were very committed to ensuring that our children's childhoods were filled with plenty of time for free play and outdoor exploration. And I saw that technology could possibly be at ends with those goals. I, like you, flash forward and just saw my kids in bed with their iPads or passively watching TV on their screens. And so that was something that was of concern to me. So it's really wonderful to be here. It's a great privilege to be able to share with you our story of how we began to slowly integrate technology into our lives at home, and how now I believe it's such a powerful tool in bringing families together, to learn together, and to create together. So when in 2010 I resigned from my position from the Children's Museum, and my first summer at home, we became one of 6 families across the country to participate in a first ever National Park-A-Day Summer Challenge hosted by the organization Kaboom. And they were asking caregivers to visit 50 different public play spaces in 50 days, and blog about those experiences and write about those experiences to be a grassroots advocate for free play and outdoor exploration. So as I said, we became one of 6 families across the country to do that, and all of a sudden, I had grown up in Chicago, but I had no idea of all the amazing free play spaces that we have available to us. So since the challenge, we've now gone to over 200 different public play spaces, including different parks and forest preserves and museums and beaches and farms. And our motto became nowhere to go and all day to get there. So we tried to limit our time constraints, and the focus was on my children and just letting an adventure unfold. So I want to share with you a couple of images from our time together. So in the mornings, the kids would help me either pack up our backpack if we were heading out our front door, or the van, and we would bring with us food and blankets and books and painting supplies. Here's Jetty and Chris painting underneath the tree, and there's our finished artwork. Rulers, magnifying glasses and maps and different guidebooks, and of course a change of clothes that became necessary. But what I didn't realize is that I also brought with me a camera or my smartphone. And what a powerful tool, as you mentioned, the photographs were as being our entry point, our gateway into using technology in our home. So we would come home and the kids would just, oftentimes because Chris, my husband, was working, our dinner conversations were just filled with lively conversations where the kids were trying to catch up my husband on what had happened. Oftentimes we would use our photographs to be able to recount our adventures from the day. Or I would often print off the pictures that we had and have the kids write captions and be able to reflect in a meaningful way of what had happened. And then we would just make them into simple little books like this. And they would come up with different characters they would write. And here Henry says, I did it. I used my Superman muscles to be able to get this drill into the maple tree. And it was easy for me. And now I know which way to be able to do it. It goes towards you. And I can turn it now because now I know which way. But it was really a powerful thing for him to be able to reflect and for us to be able to share this and kind of have the experience live on and on. We would often bring back treasures that we would find. This is a dead dragonfly that the kids found. And after dinner, each one of us would sit around the dinner table. We started to sketch and draw. And by doing this, the kids started to realize, why does it have two different sets of wings on each side? And why does it have veins or patterns in the wings? And that was a wonderful entry point for us to learn and explore and answer those questions together, to be able to go to the internet and find more answers to those questions. I started to then take a notepad around me, just a simple notepad, along with my camera. And I would try to jot down the wonderful imaginative questions or reflections that were coming throughout the day. And I started a tradition of creating birthday books that would integrate both the photographs and some of their artwork, as well as some of these amazing questions. And afterwards, my daughter is an artist, so I've tried to compile her artwork over the years to be able to look back at these times together, to be able to reflect and remember them in meaningful ways. And I'm really anxious for them too to be surprised at their development and all the things that they thought about and accomplished during those times. So they're wonderful ways, treasures that we will carry with us as families. Soon we got durable cameras so the kids themselves could be able to create videos of our times or pictures. Here's some of the images that Jetty took. Also, we would work together as a team with certain themes. We just got back from San Francisco this summer, and we worked together. We each had different cameras, and we tried to identify letters that we were seeing throughout our trip. And then we put them together in our own alphabet book, which is called Foggy Letters, ABCs of San Francisco. And what a wonderful memento, and what a powerful tool that they had, that they helped to design and create and put this together. It was interesting, as I mentioned, my daughter Jetty is an artist, and she would often use her pictures in really innovative ways, and here she is using the images that she took of the outside of the Museum of Science and Industry and trying to study those pictures and utilize them in her drawings. We started to create slideshows of the children's pictures to music and similar ways so they have this wonderful product that they can share with their families and friends. And I didn't really realize how powerful these experiences, just to have a camera for a child who isn't able to read and write yet, but to be able to have this significant tool to be able to convey thoughts, perspectives, and just the way that they see the world. In my daughter's journal, the first entry that she wrote is, I have a camera. I like to go to nature. I like to look at the sky, and I love books. Again, what a powerful point of her identity it was. They also love to create their own videos and capture things at home. Here's Henry dictating and reading the story using the pictures. And they would create wonderful puppet slideshows like this. Puppets, they would make their own, cut out their own felt and do felt board pictures. And now they started to do instructional videos where they, like the ones on YouTube that you were mentioning, when they come up with a new invention or a new toy or a new project, they are the experts and they show step-by-step instructions. And at the end, without any prompting, they would say, for more information, visit henryandjetty.com. So that prompted my husband and I to say, you know what, maybe we should get that domain and we should work together to be able to create this website. And that's what we're doing now, and to have an organized way and an entry point where they can show these times when they are the experts. So in closing, I am going to share a quick video of my son Henry, but it's, as I said, so meaningful to be here today, to be able to share our experiences that over the years I've really learned that by thoughtfully integrating technology into our family time, it does not come at the price of hands-on creative learning, but rather it is a tool to bring families together where they can learn together and create together and reflect together. So this is Henry, who, as I said, is 7 years old, and he is a computer inventor, and he's going to tell us about the different kinds of computers that he has invented. Where he gets to play.
Hi, my name's Henry. This is my PC computer. I invent computers, also tablets. I'm inventing two from my Apple and my PC. I also invented a tablet. So this one you have to, so first you open it up and then you type in the password. And then there's all these games. And also the bank. There's an S for stop the game and M for each time you win the game you get another $1 and the dollar is going to your money bag. So you can press this or to go to your money bag or this to start.
Do you want to show us the Apple computer now?
Okay. Oh, and you also can lock this one. Here's the Apple. This one's my mom. I have two moms. So this one is pretty much just a lock computer, keyboard, and C.
Thank you. I will pass around these books in case they're helpful too.